Welcome to episode 119 of the Inside Job Boards and Recruitment Marketplaces podcast. I am Stephen Rothberg, the founder of College Recruiter job search site. Peter Zollman is my illustrious co-host. There I am, throwing in those words again for you, Peter. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. Good to see you. And I'm with the AIM Group. We do conferences, consulting, etc. for job boards and recruitment marketplaces. And today we are joined by Pietro Manenti, head of HR Tech Partnerships for HrFlow, HrFlow.ai. So don't go looking for HrFlow.com. We all do it. And he is near Milan, Italy. So he speaks with a very strong Italian accent, as befits someone named Pietro.
Much better than our American accents. Much better.
It's just so alluring and charming. But let's let him get to speak. He spent 17 years plus with Monster. We remember Monster sadly and fondly. And now he has joined HrFlow. And he's going to talk about data and connectivity. So welcome. Why don't you take 30 seconds first to just tell us about HrFlow, and then we'll get to data and connectivity and all those good things. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Stephen. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to be here. I'm trying to kind of limit my Italian accent, but I won't be able to limit my gesture,
Oh, I love the Italians. Thank you.
So it's a real pleasure for me to be here because, I've been a long-standing fan of your podcast for a very long time. And as you said, I used to be working for Monster, where I was in charge of partnerships and integrations. And recently I joined HrFlow.ai, which is a growing leader in the area of providing vertical AI solutions and technologies for the HR tech space, which is a very interesting and exciting area to be in right now. So what we do essentially is we develop technologies that can be adapted to multiple use cases in relation to the recruiting workflows, from sourcing candidates to evaluating them and providing upskilling information in relation to the different data that we can provide.
Awesome. And you work with a lot of staffing agencies, corporate employers as well, right?
Exactly. We cover, I would say, all the different industries and segments, from large staffing agencies to corporates and the different HR tech players. So job boards, ATSs, programmatic distributors, and other different use cases.
Awesome. So just before we hit the record button, we were talking a little bit about what we should talk about. And Pietro, you kind of threw at this idea like, how about if we talk, my words, not yours, but how about if we talk about how job boards have been using data, and then also maybe how they can or should use data in sort of this new world of AI. Maybe start off with the where we've come from, and then let's get into the where we should be going.
Yeah, exactly. Because as I was telling you before, my experience, I've been lucky enough to be able to see, the kind of old world of recruiting during my Monster experience and the new future world that is coming with HrFlow.ai and the AI in general. So I can really see a completely different way of approaching data and building value out of that. So in the traditional world of job boards, having connectivity and connections within the ecosystem was vital in order to optimize performances. It was critical to get jobs as much as possible in order to feed the job engine and also to handle, the right campaigning information. And it was critical to provide back data in terms of candidates in order to maximize the performance. So it was really a matter of optimizing the existing workflows. What is really fantastic with the new AI world is that the connectivity is still critical because you have to move data from one place to another. And our HR tech ecosystem is so articulated and rich that, you really have to develop connections with the thousands and and hundreds of different platforms. But what is really key here is that with the AI, essentially by moving data, you extract value. You can identify patterns. You can identify information that might be not explicit, that could be implicit in what is written in the resume or in the job description, and you can further enable new capabilities, like, for example, scoring candidates against the job descriptions, or, for example, suggesting and recommending jobs for specific candidates looking at their CV. So it's really able to unlock the experience that is very personalized for the user, and ultimately to unlock the right matching, which I think is really, what we kind of lost down the road with such a big focus on maximizing performance in terms of, marketing metrics. We lost sight a little bit about the quality of matching, which is what ultimately counts the most for candidates and employers. So this is, yeah.
So do you think most job boards now are doing it wrong or doing it right, and how?
I think that most of job boards could do much better with
There's a diplomatic answer.
Well, but it's not really just diplomatic, I guess. It's also, the fact that we are in a phase of transition. There was a wonderful paper that I read recently that was suggesting how we are really shifting kind of into a different area. So over the last 20 years, we almost altogether in terms of technology providers, we all focused on optimizing the workflows and the capabilities that we have. And now with AI, we are really unlocking new capabilities. So to some extent, it's like I don't know, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, when there was the beginning of the web industry. Now it's like a new wave that this is coming, and all the actors and players that have been around so far, they will kind of naturally evolve into something else. So back to your point, job boards can absolutely do much better with the data that they have now if they can enable new capabilities thanks to AI and new technologies.
Okay, and here's your chance to do a pitch for HrFlow. How can HrFlow help them do it better? And I'm not asking for a commercial for HrFlow, but an explanation of how they can get better using HrFlow or other tools.
Yeah. So the particular advantage that I discovered when joining HrFlow, and really, coming from Monster, when I joined HrFlow, it was like, oh my God, this is fantastic what the guys are doing here. So essentially, what they have done, they have taken 1.5 billion hiring outcomes from staffing agencies and corporates, and used this very qualitative information to train some vertical models, some vertical AI models that have been designed specifically for recruiting. So this is a vertical AI technology for recruiting that is really trained on qualitative data. And thanks to this training, it is able to extract implicit information that you have in the CV and in the job description, like not only what you write, but also what you can kind of extrapolate from the context. And with that, you can run a very accurate matching and get to the point where you can predict if a certain CV can get to the final stages of the recruiting process. So we have a hireability score that has a 94% accuracy, which is higher than a human recruiter. And this has been validated through saying, and this is really the key, right? So this is the base technology that can be enabled for different use cases, and that can really ensure that you have the right match between the right person and the right job.
So let me dig into the issue of quality and match, because this is something that makes a lot of sense to me if it's a high volume hiring situation, and a lot of your clients that are staffing companies, right? If they're hiring hundreds, thousands of administrative assistants a year, they can kind of put a random half of them through the old system, a random half through the new system, look back 6 months later, who's still employed, who's the most productive. But for employers that only hire a person here, a person there, when we talk to them as HR tech vendors, as job boards, about quality, how do we actually know that? if we rank one candidate lower than another for that particular job, that particular employer, aren't we just guessing? As you know, we're kind of like saying, well, I think this person should be higher quality, so therefore we're going to call them that. Like, how do we know that?
Yeah, so I would say that in our case, looking at usage of vertical models that have been trained specifically on this data, essentially the volume doesn't matter because the volume is already included in the enormous data set that was used and is keeping on getting used to keep the models up to date. So it's a statistical result at the end of the day, given the fact that the models are running on such a large volume of data. Essentially, even if then you apply this to one single specific recruiting process, then the statistics behind that is kind of sustaining the decision of the algorithm, if you see what I mean. So in this case, the quality is really is based more on the quality of the data that have been used to train the algorithm that is kind of guaranteeing the quality of the result of that specific outcome.
So we've got time for one more question or so, and I'm going to take it. How's the new job? You enjoying it more than Monster? I mean, Monster obviously went away, crashed and burned. Very sad. But you enjoying yourself? Having a good time?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Monster was a great place to be, really. I think that, I mean, I wouldn't have been staying there for so much time. But really, I recently joined this company and I already feel home. So that's really good.
You going to Jeff Taylor's Monster reunion in a few days?
I might be there.
Ah, well, Jeff's having a whole bunch of Monster reunions to promote his new boom band, and I hope to see him at one of them. Stephen, you're going to go to one of the Monster reunions too? You were never a Monster employee, neither was I, but boy, I was there. I was writing about it when it was known as themonsterboard.com before they went to justmonster.com. Just proves I'm old. Speaking of old, Stephen, thank you for hosting and putting this all together. Pietro, thank you for being with us. And I hope to see you at Rec Buzz and hope to see you at Rec Buzz as well, Stephen. And we'll catch up in 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers.